To you, does it seem like an okay idea for people to be able to dollar cost average into their favorite cryptocurrencies, into other assets like equities, into other commodities, maybe like gold and silver? I'm curious what your take is for someone who's maybe more passive. Should they hold off or should they get into it still?
I think DCA is great because if you take take my parents for instance. I told them take the money you can afford to lose. I always tell that's the first rule of investing: never invest what you can't afford to lose. So, and then I said put half in Bitcoin, put half in Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to beat Bitcoin. It always does. If you're more aggressive, put 2/3 in Ethereum, 1/3 in Bitcoin. And then as you go along, regardless of where they are in price, add to your position. That's an informal dollar cost averaging. Formal would be every month you take a little bit out of your paycheck or wherever your savings and you buy Bitcoin and Ethereum every month. And you do this. If you do this over every cycle, you're going to be up huge because your average cost. Say if you did this let's say you started doing this in January 2018. Hopefully you wouldn't have. And I was telling everyone I have my big sell signal that came on January 30th of 2018, and I went mostly to cash. And I told everyone this is the first time I've had a major sell signal. The metrics are screwed up. Everything looks pretty bad. We've had a major climax stop. This is my exit point. Everything said exit. Um, However, if you started dollar cost averaging at the beginning of 2018, your average cost would be somewhere down the middle. I mean, Bitcoin lost 80 some percent, 87%, but your average cost would be somewhere where Bitcoin is say off 40 some percent, whatever, 50%. And then by 2020, I mean, you'd be well up on your position and you just keep doing this. It's a great practice because let's go back to basic principles. Basic principle is Bitcoin is hard money. It is store of value. That's the killer app. It's not going to go away. It's decentralized. It's the internet's DNA. No government can get rid of this. Yes, they can slow it down. Yes, they can try to ban it. But what we've seen in the past is Bitcoin has knee-jerk reactions lower. That's a great point to add to the position. And then ultimately, it always reaches new highs. Bitcoin has corrected 94% twice in its history. I think the first was in 2010 and then again in 2011. Despite these massive corrections it's had, what is it? That site 99 Bitcoin says Bitcoin has died close to 500 times now, based on mainstream media analysis. And yet, a dollar in 2010 today would be worth something like $6 million. There's nothing in the history of speculation that even comes close. And Bitcoin, I mean, I was to give this keynote to the mayor of Geneva and all these CEOs of banks in 2017. And I had a slide on there, and it's still in cyberspace. I had this slide on there that said Bitcoin by $1 million by the end of 2023. I still stand by that prediction. I think I'll be off by a factor or two. I think it'll get to 500,000 somewhere by that point. But ultimately, the bigger picture is where is it going to be 10 years from now?
Yeah.
Easily in the millions, easily. And I think the thing is. For someone who wants to be on the conservative side and just buy one coin and don't look at it for the next 5 years, 10 years, that's Bitcoin. Ethereum, I love the bits. That's more horsepower. However, it does have competition from other layer ones. I think it's going to win. It's got the network effect. But you never know. A lot of things can change in the space. I think another way to strategize is to say put half in Bitcoin and then put the other half across top coins like Ethereum, Solana, maybe Luna, and maybe one gaming coin as well. Top end NFT metaversal gaming coin like Sandbox.
Right.
Those would be my favorites. And then you just let it sit.